One person was injured Wednesday afternoon after a crash occurred in East Manhattan. The Kansas Highway Patrol says it happened just after 12:30 in the eastbound lanes of Highway 24 near the Manhattan Town Center when a van failed to yield while crossing the eastbound lanes and was struck by an oncoming pickup truck. The driver of the van, 64-year-old Odessa Richardson Williams of Manhattan, was transported to Ascension Via Christi for a suspected minor injury. The crash report also states there was a minor in the car, but juvenile records are protected data. Authorities say the driver and passenger in the pickup, 36-year-old Austin Cisneros and 47-year-old Thomas Taphorn, both of Manhattan, were not injured. 3 women from Wichita are confined in the Riley County Jail after a Tuesday afternoon arrest from Dick's Sporting Goods. Police filed a report for theft at about 3 o'clock on Tuesday after 3 women entered the store and left with more than $3,000 in merchandise that they did not pay for. Police ultimately arrested 19-year-old Aliva Richards and 20-year-old Anasia Ware at about 3:30 on one count of theft. Shortly thereafter, police arrested 18-year-old Javon Adams Morgan on the same charge. All 3 were jailed yesterday on $4,000 bonds. A new principal has been named at Lee Elementary School in Manhattan. The district announced Wednesday that Daniel Prey will move into that role effective July 1st. Prey has been the principal at Jackson Heights Elementary in Holton since August of 2022. He was also once the MTSS coordinator at Anthony Middle School. He began his career as an elementary teacher at Rock Creek Schools and holds degrees from Dana College in Blair, Nebraska, and Fort Hays State, where he received a master's in building administration. Prey will succeed Erica Bomas, who is leaving the district for a position with Rock Creek Schools. According to school board agenda documents, he will earn an annual salary of $79,000. Summertime is mealtime at different schools in Manhattan. USD 383 is offering free summer meals to children ages 1 to 18 at a few of its district buildings. The list includes Bluemont, Lee, Marlatte, Northview, Ogden, Theodore Roosevelt, and Woodrow Wilson elementary schools. Eisenhower Middle School and Manhattan High are also offering free meals this summer. USD 383 school board member Christine Waxman says the Child Nutrition Department is reimbursed through a grant from USDA.
This allows the kids in the community or even visiting children to participate, and the more that do, the more funding and revenue our department will get back to support those programs. So come on down, if you have cousins visiting, bring them in.
Meals must be eaten on site. Breakfast is served from 7:45 to 8:30, and lunch is available from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. weekdays. In addition, a few select schools are also beginning summer reading programs this week.
Those schools are Bluemont, Bergman, Lee, Marlatte, Northview, Ogden, TR, Woodrow, Eisenhower, and those hours are kind of variable, so you can check Facebook or make a quick call to the school. Maybe somebody there can help you out with that.
Manhattan Christian College saw an increase in its enrollment this past semester, despite some challenges from past years due to COVID. College President Kevin Ingram says there was about a 7% increase in enrollment, as well as high retention rates for next school year.
Not only being up 7% in enrollment, but our goal for retention was 80%. We hit 85%, and so we were thrilled with being able to exceed that goal, which also helps, in our student body.
Ingram says the college is continuing to grow, which allows for more focus on what the college says, establishing the community and making relationships on campus. Today is the 80th anniversary of the Allied D-Day invasion onto the beaches of Normandy, France. The anniversary serves as a reminder of the sacrifices made during World War II. And prominent figures from across the globe will be visiting northern France today to pay their respects. Here locally, Senators Jerry Moran and Roger Marshall, along with Governor Laura Kelly, will be in attendance at the Eisenhower Library in Abilene at a commemoration. There will be a number of World War II veterans on hand. Visitors are encouraged to participate in activities such as the Remembrance Ceremony, military reenactors, hands-on education programs, and more. Admission to the Eisenhower Presidential Museum is free, and the commemoration begins at 9 o'clock this morning. Manhattan residents can saddle up this Friday for the annual Cowboy Poetry Contest. Ron Wilson is the host and visionary for the event and says contestants appearing Friday have competed and won in regional competitions and will now look to bring home the championship.
We've had a lot of fun with our celebrity judges because we ask folks that are really active in lots of things to participate as our judges for the finals. Former Kansas Supreme Court Justice, Chief Justice Lawton Nuss has consistently been our chief judge for the contest, as well as the Kansas Supreme Court.
The event is free and open to the public. It'll begin at 7 Friday night at the Flint Hills Discovery Center.
Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale with your sports headlines as K-Man's Morning News continues. K-State's baseball team flew to Charlottesville yesterday and will get a day's worth of prep today ahead of their super regional matchup with Virginia on the diamond this weekend.
The super setup is just what we do every weekend in the Big 12. You try to win a series, and we're fortunate to play in a great conference that's prepared us to go on the road and play a great program against a great coaching staff. And that's a simple goal, right? We're just going to go win a series.
Pete Hughes' team is in the Supers for the first time since 2013 and only the second time ever.
Beginning of the year, hit very well, didn't pitch very well. And then through the back half, struggled a little bit hitting, but pitched really well. And now we're doing both. And we got hot at the right time on both sides of the ball, playing loose, having fun, pressure-free baseball on one of the biggest stages. And so just keep that momentum going throughout this weekend and go accomplish our goal and make it to Omaha.
Reliever Tyson Neighbors as the Cats and Cavaliers are set for a 6 o'clock first pitch tomorrow night, a 2 o'clock start on Saturday. Sunday's deciding game in the best of three, also a possibility. Coverage begins tomorrow evening at 5:30 on News Radio KMAN. Tierre Jennings' two-run homer in the first sparked Oklahoma to an 8-3 win over Texas that left the Sooners one win from a record fourth straight Women's College World Series title. Oklahoma had 9 hits and 3 homers against a Texas squad that threw 3 one-hit shutouts in their previous World Series games. The Sooners could clinch the title tonight. The game between the Royals and AL Central leading Cleveland last night was postponed because of thunderstorms. It will be made up as part of a split doubleheader on the 26th of August. The teams will close their brief series this afternoon. Cleveland going into the game 40-20. It matches the third best start in franchise history. They're 21-7 at home. Kansas City is 5 games back in the division at 36-26. Game time today, 12:10. Coverage at 11:30 this morning on News Radio KMAN. The first year of the 12-team college football playoff will kick off with a first-round game December 20th and conclude with the title game a month later. The CFP announced its entire schedule yesterday with the first 4 games on the 20th and 21st of December. ABC and ESPN will televise games on Friday and Saturday night that weekend, while TNT will have the afternoon games on the 21st. Those games will go up against a pair of NFL games, with Houston meeting Kansas City and Baltimore playing Pittsburgh. The 4 first-round games, which will be played on college campuses, will be announced on December 8th. The top 4 conference champions receive first-round byes. ESPN will announce its schedule for most of the bowl games today. Kansas guard Elmarco Jackson tore his patellar tendon during a scrimmage as part of Jayhawks coach Bill Self's basketball camp. Jackson started 17 games this past season as a freshman and was expected to be a big contributor this coming year. The school said he will have surgery in the next few days, but the rehab process is likely to take a full year. Only 2 teams remain standing in the NBA postseason as the best-of-7 finals between the Celtics and Mavericks gets underway tonight. Boston eyeing its 18th NBA Finals championship and make their first appearance in the series under Joe Mazzulla.
The truth of the matter is, if you don't box out, if you don't sprint back in transition, if you don't pass the ball in a 2-on-1, if you don't take away the other team's tendencies, if you don't know who you're guarding, if you don't recognize the spacing, if you don't talk, if you don't play hard, you're not going to win. And it's like focusing on the most simple things and the truth of the matter is you have to do those things.
Jason Kidd guiding the Mavericks to the finals for the first time since they won the title in 2011.
That's, what we've talked about as a group. Just take one game at a time, one day at a time, and make sure that we're all doing the right things to be mentally and physically fresh and ready to go once Thursday starts.
This will be the first ever meeting between the teams in the finals.